A new Low-Harris campaign caught red-handed. This scandal is shaking the very foundation of the upcoming election. The 2024 election just took a dark turn. The stakes have never been higher, and the tactics have never been dirtier. Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign is in hot water. Why? Because they have been caught in a web of deceit and manipulation. They got caught manipulating news headlines. This isn't just a minor slip-up, it's a calculated move to deceive the public. You read that right, they are changing headlines to make Harris look good. This is not just unethical, it's a direct attack on the truth. This shocking revelation comes from a bombshell Axios report. The report lays bare the extent of the manipulation. It exposes how the Harris campaign is altering headlines on Google search results. This means that when you search for news, you might not be getting the full story. They're targeting articles from major news outlets like The Guardian, Reuters, and CBS News. These are not fringe sources, these are pillars of journalistic integrity. Think about that for a second. These are trusted news sources. If they can be manipulated, what can we trust? But the Harris campaign is twisting their words. They are distorting the truth to fit their narrative. They are creating a fake reality, a carefully curated image of Harris that's completely detached from actual reporting. This is not just about one campaign, it's about the integrity of our entire political system. This is a new low, even for politics. The lengths to which they are willing to go are astonishing. It's a blatant attempt to mislead voters. This kind of deception undermines the very foundation of democracy, and it raises serious questions about the integrity of the Harris campaign. If they are willing to manipulate the news, what else are they hiding? The voters deserve to know the truth.
Let's be clear, this isn't about freedom of speech, this is about honesty and integrity in journalism. The Harris campaign is crossing a line by tampering with the truth, and this is not just a minor infraction. They are distorting news headlines to fit their narrative, creating a misleading picture for the public. Imagine reading a headline that praises Harris's economic policies, thinking you're about to learn about her achievements. You click on the article, expecting to read about her successes and the positive impact of her policies. But instead, you find a scathing critique of her economic record. That's what's happening here, and it's a deliberate act of deception. The headlines are a bait-and-switch tactic designed to deceive voters, making them believe one thing while the reality is quite different. Google's policies are now under scrutiny as they play a role in this manipulation. They allow for sponsored content, which includes these altered headlines. But is that enough to ensure transparency? A small disclaimer saying paid for by Harris for president doesn't cut it. It doesn't provide the full context or truth. It doesn't excuse the manipulation or the ethical breach that has occurred. This practice undermines the very foundation of our democracy, which relies on informed and honest discourse. Voters deserve access to accurate and unbiased information, free from manipulation and deceit. The Harris campaign is denying them that right, and it's a disservice to the democratic process.
The implications of this scandal are far-reaching. It's not just about one election or one candidate. It's about the erosion of trust in our media. When a campaign can manipulate headlines on a whim, it casts a shadow of doubt on everything we read online. It makes us question the validity of every news article, every report, every analysis. This constant state of uncertainty is incredibly dangerous. It creates an environment where conspiracy theories thrive. It makes it harder to distinguish fact from fiction. And it further divides an already polarized nation. The Harris campaign's actions are a disservice to the American people. They are chipping away at the very fabric of our democracy. And that's something we should all be deeply concerned about.
So, why would the Harris campaign resort to such a tactic? It's a calculated gamble, a desperate attempt to salvage a floundering campaign. Despite the backing of President Biden, Harris has struggled to gain traction. Her poll numbers are dismal. Her message is failing to resonate with voters, and the clock is ticking. By manipulating headlines, the Harris campaign is trying to create the illusion of momentum. They're hoping to sway undecided voters with a barrage of positive headlines. But this strategy is incredibly risky. What happens when voters see through the charade? What happens when they realize they've been lied to? The backlash could be swift and severe. It could completely derail her campaign.
Section 6. Public outrage. The backlash against headline manipulation. The public's reaction to the Harris campaign's tactics has been swift and furious. The manipulation of headlines has struck a chord with many, igniting a firestorm of discontent. People are outraged, and rightly so. The sense of betrayal is palpable, as citizens feel their trust has been violated. This isn't just about politics anymore. It's about basic honesty and integrity. The core values that hold our society together are being questioned. Social media is ablaze with condemnation. Voters feel betrayed. The digital landscape is filled with angry comments and posts, reflecting the widespread discontent. They see this as a betrayal of trust, a slap in the face of democracy. The very foundation of our democratic process is being questioned. The hashtag #HeadlineGate is trending nationwide, a testament to the public's anger. This movement has gained momentum, uniting people across the country. This isn't just about Democrats or Republicans. It's a bipartisan issue that transcends political affiliations. It's about Americans who are tired of being lied to, manipulated, and taken advantage of. The call for truth and transparency is louder than ever. They want a fair election, one where the candidates are judged on their merits, not on fabricated headlines. The demand for integrity in the electoral process is clear. This scandal has struck a nerve. The emotional response from the public is a clear indication of the depth of the issue. It's a wake-up call, a reminder that we need to be vigilant in defending our democracy. The fight for a transparent and honest political system is ongoing, and the public is ready to take a stand.
Section 7. A dangerous precedent, implications for future elections. The Harris campaign's actions set a dangerous precedent. If we allow this to go unchecked, what's to stop other campaigns from doing the same? What's to stop them from manipulating every aspect of the online experience? Imagine a future where search results are rigged, where social media feeds are flooded with propaganda, where the truth is whatever the highest bidder wants it to be. It's a chilling thought, a dystopian vision of the future. We need to draw a line in the sand. We need to make it clear that this type of behavior is unacceptable. We need to demand better from our elected officials and the platforms that enable them.
Section 8. The Wild West of Online Ads. A call for accountability. The internet has become the Wild West of political advertising. There are few rules, little oversight, and even less accountability. That needs to change. We need stricter regulations on political advertising online. We need transparency. We need to know who's behind these ads and how they're targeting us. Google, Facebook, and other tech giants have a responsibility to protect our democracy. They can't just stand by while their platforms are used to spread misinformation and manipulate voters. It's time for these companies to step up and do the right thing. They have the power to make a difference. The question is, will they use it? Safeguarding it.